Sophia. What's up? I'm good.
I'm so excited to speak with you about all things Good Girls. I'm from the Nerds of Color, and we love the
Yes,
series over here.
I
So
love it.
my house is full of Good Girls fans. So, we've
Is
been
it?
watching all the, yep, we've been watching all the
Yay.
episodes. So,
Okay.
throughout the seasons, Stan has gone through a lot of changes. What has
Yes.
that journey been like for you to bring to life as an actor?
You know what? I love doing this show so much. This show, this is actually the first time I've ever played a father and a husband. I don't think I've ever played a husband on a show. And those are like two of my favorite things to do or to be, you know? And so Stan, so I really relate to him. This is one of the easiest characters for me to play because I really relate to his struggle. And, Stan's main impetus, the thing that motivates him is to take care of his damn family,
Yep.
bottom line. And it has been challenged throughout the last 4 seasons. He's gone from a guy who was working security at a mall, whose dream it was to become a cop because he has such a strong moral center, and he has that strong feeling of good and evil. And then his wife decides to become a criminal, for all great purposes as well. They have their sick child and they have a genius son, as we've now discovered. And so he's gone from a security guard to he became that dream of being a cop, and then got disenchanted because he found that even though he had all of the best intentions, the police force and things of that nature weren't all behind him, and they weren't all that good themselves. So it seems like everybody is a bit dirty. And so now, he went to becoming a security guard at a strip club. How far the mighty have fallen. And then he got under the thumb of the guy who owned the strip club. And it's been a crazy journey for Stan these 4 seasons. But one thing remains the same: the love for his wife and the love for his kids. So we'll see where that goes.
Well, we had that, midway finale. So I have to ask you, what can you tease about the remaining episodes?
Everybody dies. Everybody's wearing a boat, going like Lake Michigan, and then it blows up. Everybody dies. No, I can't tease anything. I can tell you though. Let me think. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. Yeah, no, I can't tell you anything.
I got you. Listen, I got it. Don't worry.
But I can guarantee you though, it gets crazy.
All right. There you go. That's all we needed. Fans are very passionate about this show. They have been pushing for the show. Yeah, they have been pushing for the show to get renewed. I'm right there with them.
We have the best fans. We have the best fans.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you, what does that support mean to you?
Well, it's everything. Who was it? Dave Chappelle, who said, when they took ownership of his show, the Chappelle Show, he said he didn't go to the networks. He went to his boss, and he asked his bosses what they wanted. And the boss is the audience, is the fans. And when he was asking them not to play his show on Netflix, and he asked his fans not to watch the show on Netflix, and it worked. So I'm a fan of television. I'm a fan of TV shows as well. So for me, it's been a pleasure. I like to talk and engage with the fans a lot, and it's everything to have the fans. And it's so special to be on a show that is kind of in the zeitgeist, that has people talking, that has people so passionate. I've been on a successful show before, and Good Girls fans are a specific group of folks. Like my Mike and Molly fans weren't like, God damn it, when is he gonna lose that weight? What the hell is wrong with, Carl's gotta get out of that apartment with his grandmother, But the Good Girls fans are super passionate, and I would like hang out with them. I would hang out with the Good Girls fans. Some of them, not all of them though. You know who you are.
Listen, well, I'm a fan of both Good Girls and Mike and Molly, so
yeah,
I'm a combination.
Me and you, we cool.
There we go. There we go. And you know, part of it, which I love, I do see you interacting with the fans, which I love, you know, as a fan of television. I think that's so important. And you know, one of the things I see always is when fans are, you know, saying we want it renewed, we want this, we want that, they're sharing what they love about the series or why it stands out to them, because it does stand out in a lot of ways. So why does Good Girls stand out to you compared to your past projects?
Good Girls is, well, I can just talk about what I like. And probably because I'm a fan of the show also, it probably connects with what a lot of the fans feel. Well, first of all, this show was created by a woman, a strong woman in Jenna Bands, and the show stars 3 strong women. And I feel really passionate about women's causes, things like that, because I was raised by my 3 older sisters and my mom. So first of all, I'm really comfortable in that kind of environment, being around strong women with strong opinions. And so I think people connect to that. And I think the story itself is an American story in terms of, you know, you have these people trying to make ends meet in certain situations, you know, family gathering around the dinner table, trying to pay these bills. You know, you got Beth and her husband, they're entrepreneurs trying to make, you know, the family business work. And this is, you know, these are American stories. Everybody can relate to all of these families. You got the single mom raising her child. Everybody can relate to each of the main characters and their families and their causes, or their, you know, their the things that motivate these women. So I think that's the main thing. And then what's really cool about working on Good Girls for me is, you know, I usually only work with Retta and my kids. This season I'm opening up a little bit, but when I watch an episode, I get to see what everybody else is doing. Because, you know what I mean? Sonia, I don't get to see them. Sophia, I don't get to see them, you know, like on Mike and Molly as a sitcom, you see everybody every day. So when I watch Good Girls, I'm like, oh, snap. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. You know, so I'm like watching it with the audience, and then everybody is so good on the show. Every character is so good. Like sometimes you watch a TV show, right? And you feel like everybody's not in the same show. Those are usually bad TV shows where you're like, wait, with Good Girls, everybody's in the same show. It all feels connected. It feels like everybody's on the same vibe. So I think the audience connects to that.
A fun little question for you. Like I said, I loved you, Mike and Molly too. So if you could bring any of your former co-stars from Mike and Molly over to Good Girls for an episode or a storyline, who would you pick and why?
Well, that's easy. It would have to be Billy Gardell. And the funny thing is, there's been a couple of winks, if you've noticed, during the season. The cop who arrested me, what was his name? His name was Mike. His name was Mike. And whenever I need a favor or something, I pick up the phone and I call Mike.
I love that.
So that's like a little Easter egg that for the Mike and Molly fans. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I speak to Billy almost every day anyway. So
fingers crossed. That would be a cool little thing.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there anyone in the series that you would love to have more scenes or a joint storyline with that you don't normally work with?
Yeah, I spoke about this with the creators, so and him, Manny and I, we saw each other. I ran into Manny. I ran into Manny a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, "Man, it's like, yo, I'd really like to do a scene with you. You can't believe we haven't looked each other in the eye. You know, we should do a scene together." I was like, yeah. I said, yeah, that's what I told you. That's my Manny impersonation.
I love that.
But yeah, I'd love to do a scene with Manny. I don't know if that would be good or bad though.
Listen,
I mean,
I think you throw it together and let you two improvise. See what you
go. What reason would they have to run into each other? You know?
Would be interesting though, gotta say.
We'll see.
Well, you and Retta are just this fantastic duo to watch. I absolutely love you two together. Do you have any fun stories or memorable moments? I'm sure there's a lot of them, but that stand out from filming that you could share?
I mean, Retta, we have I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, Retta and I, we are constantly laughing on set. From day one, because I didn't know her before doing this show. From day one, our first table read. I mean, I don't know this woman. I go up behind her. She was sitting down, and I grabbed her from behind and I kissed her on the neck. And you know, Retta's slightly reserved at first. She was like, okay, this is how we doing it. But ever since, I mean, she's the best scene partner that you could ever want. I love her so much. I mean, honestly, from start to finish, we laugh constantly. We finish each other's sentences. You know, we have the same musical tastes. That's how the Lottie Dottie thing came up on the show. We were literally doing that backstage. And somebody, I think you probably saw it if you follow, somebody recorded, they recorded Retta and I doing what Retta and I do. We were doing Lottie Dottie, and next thing you know, it's in the show. Season one, here's a story. Season one, that's not really a story. Season one, Retta and I, we finished shooting and we planned to go just get drinks because we're not from Atlanta. Obviously, we live in LA. So we were like, let's go get some drinks. So I drove, and while we were driving to the restaurant, I put the Slick Rick album on. And from front to back, every song, we were spitting lyrics the whole time. She knew all the lyrics. I knew most or some, but that's when I fell in love with her. I was like, oh shit, okay, you know every lyric of Children's Story. You know, once upon a time, not long ago, when people not. So that's when I was like, okay, she's like truly my ride or die. So yeah, and I think people connect to that. And let's be honest. My other favorite thing about working on this show is we've never seen a couple that look like the Hills. So I think optically, it's beautiful to see this dark-skinned, big, beautiful Black woman being loved up by her dark-skinned, big, beautiful Black husband and these big, beautiful brown Black children. I mean, I never saw anything like that when I was growing up on TV. And that's my favorite part about this show, about the optics. And so that somebody at home can go, oh yeah, look at that. That looks like my house. That looks like, you know, my neighbors across the street. That looks like, you know, look at these these Black people loving each other. And by the way, it's just a family that just happens to be Black. That could be anybody, Filipino, Latina, you know, anything. So that's my favorite thing about being on the show. And the words are wonderfully written for us as well. So,
well, you know, you're talking to the nerds of color, so you just put that so beautifully because, you know, yes. I look for that when I watch my TV. I'm a TV person.
Of course.
I've been that my whole life. I'm Latina, and I always look for that. And it's so nice when a show puts that like front and center.
And you know, and we have to see that, because if you've just been seeing you, meaning Caucasian people, for your whole lives, you got to see other things to make it regular, to make it normal, so that it's not so, it's not so astonishing. But that's what progress is. It happens little by little. And hopefully we're collapsing some time frames here in our present situation.
It's just a normal family. It's not like the storyline, it's just, they're putting them, and that's what needs to be done.
Yeah. So you could take the Hills and you put a Latino family in it, and they allow us to Blackify it, if that's a word. You know, whatever that means to us, they allow us to put that into what they've written. So if you put a Latina family, they can do that. You put a Filipino family, natural things that will come from their culture, if you allow those things to, you know, filter the script, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, when on TV you just get that full collection of different people and get all the little nuances. And there's still so much space for that. So I'm hopeful about where we can go with TV. This kind of does feel like the golden age of TV, and yeah.
So I'm over here manifesting that season 5 announcement's gonna come soon.
Manifest on it.
I'm over here. So when the show gets renewed for a season 5, What would be your dream storyline for Stan? If you were writing whatever he was doing, what would you want him to do?
What would I want Stan to do? I don't know, because if conflict makes good TV.
Yeah.
So obviously, in a perfect world, you want Stan and Ruby and the kids to not be in danger. But that's not good TV. So I don't know. I know the game, Sophia.
Yeah.
I know the game. In a perfect world, I don't want my wife. Stan doesn't want his wife going to prison. Stan doesn't want to go to prison anymore. He wants his children safe. He wants to have enough money to pay all the bills. But I feel like we're heading to a place with the Hill family, if I'm able to say, where they are trying to regain or take charge of where their lives or their /criminal lives are headed. I think they're trying to take control of that. So when season 5 comes along, I think I would like to see them taking more charge in their own lives, as opposed to being prey or having to react to everything that's going on around them.
I really, really like that, actually. That's great.
Okay. All right. Let's see how that works.
As an audience member, you always have those moments that shock you. So when you're reading the script, has there been, a moment that really stood out that shocked you?
Yeah. So first of all, season 1, when I would read the scripts, I would call Retta and I go, "Oh shit, can I say shit?" Yeah. I go,
you
"Oh,
can
shit,
definitely.
Yeah. I would call Retta and go, "Oh shit, did you read that or whatever?" She would go, "Yeah, I know, I read it." So that was season 1. Season 2 was, I can't wait to get the next script. I can't wait because I don't know what's happened. Season 3 was, I'm scared to read the next script. I'm scared to read the next script. Season 4 has been, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know. I just text her, I don't know. So that's how, what's amazing about Jenna, Bands, Bill Krebs, and all the other writers is how you can create that feeling on paper. Like, I'm reading the script and you're surprising the shit out of me when I'm reading it. Like, I don't see it coming on the page. That's good TV writing.
Yeah, it speaks volumes because you're just reading it. You're not seeing it, you're imagining it.
I'm just reading it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you want when you get a script.
It is, it is. And that's what you want as an audience member. You want to be on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, and don't you love the music on the show? I love the music choices. The music's so dope.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
And
fun.
I want to ask you, do you have any dream roles or projects that you'd want to do in the future?
Oh yeah. I've always dream roles or projects. I have a project that I'm working on right now. It's kind of in the superhero genre. If you see me on social media, you see how much I'm a superhero
geek. So
you're
with the right person.
Well, you have to be Black.
Yeah. Nerds of color, superhero geeks.
That's right. Nerds of color, superhero geeks. Listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so between me and you, before Black Panther was even shot, I shot a 2-minute trailer of my own with me playing T'Challa.
Oh my god.
Put my own money into it. Shot it.
Love that.
I think it was too late, and anyway, but that's how much of a geek I am. So I'm working on a project now that is looking really close. I can't really say anything about it right now, but it is called Retro. And it's about a really cool guy. If you search on Instagram, you'll see some things about it. But so I want to do
it after. I'm gonna be going right to Instagram.
Yeah. I want to just do some cool. I love sci-fi. I love space. I think my dream role would be to be the captain of a starship. I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to play a Klingon, you know, where nobody can see my face. I want you to see my face. I want to be in the chair. You know, I want to be all warp 5. You know, it's the Sulu. I think that would be one of my dream roles. Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for that new one, and
yeah,
I'll be waiting to interview you again for that one.
dude. Yeah, listen. Of course, like everybody else, I want to be in the Marvel universe or the DC universe. But I think even more so, I'm interested in creating my own universe or being a part of something else. You know, because everybody's in those universes, right?
Yes, make your own.
There's room for other universes, other kinds of superheroes or anti-superheroes. So that's what I'm working on.
Oh, I'm thrilled for that. So I'll be your number one fan over there.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
I wanted to ask you, you know, as an actor, what is, you know, you've done so many different genres. What is the most challenging scenes for you to like get in the mind space and headspace for?
Yeah, I mean, God, I've done almost everything. Yeah, I've done a lot. Comedy is really hard. Comedy's harder than you would think.
You kill it though.
Writing,
you kill it though.
I've been very fortunate. Mike and Molly. Listen, I've done Sophia, I've done 22 pilots.
Wow.
22 pilots, and I think 13 have gone to series. None went further than a season until I got to Mike and Molly. And then that lasted for 127 episodes. And then now Good Girls. But, you know, so many things have to happen to make it a perfect storm. The writing on Mike and Molly was the best. The direction, Jim Burrows, the most prolific sitcom director in the history of sitcoms, Friends, Cheers, Frasier, Will and Grace. You know, he directed our first 2 seasons. And then Chuck Lorre. That's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be successful is what you're gonna do. And then the cast, right? You got Melissa McCarthy, Billy Nardell, you know, Nyambi, Katie Mix, you know, Swoosie Kurtz. It was sick, right?
Yeah.
All those things had to converge to make that thing work. So comedy is pretty difficult, I think. Comedy is the hardest thing to do in film, you know, because there's so many other things that come into play, as well as editing and there's timing. Yeah, I think comedy is pretty hard. I love it and it's fun, and it's the thing that makes you go to the bathroom right before you do it. But you know, I think comedy is hard, and obviously some emotional scenes to find and to go to some deep dark places are challenging. Some things are more challenging. You know, some people could. Retta, first of all, a person would say crying scenes, right, are difficult. Retta, I never seen no shit like this. Retta is the most. Nobody can cry like Retta. She'll tell you. Nobody can cry like me. And then Retta be like, if she has to cry, or if she thinks she has to cry in the scene, she'll be like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm hydrated. You know, just cocky with it. It's cocky with it. And my joke is like, Retta be like, so which tier would you like it to come down? The left one or the right one? But she honestly is that good, and she has emotional content behind it. So it's not like fake tears, it's like real tears, but it's impressive. It's impressive. For me, I can't do that. I have to really.
You have to sit her down and learn her tricks. You have to be like, teach me how to cry.
I think she's hurt really deeply, somewhere deep inside. She's just filled with pain.
She's a master at her craft.
She's just a master at her craft. She really is. She's got it.
And you know what? I think it says a lot about a comedy that you can turn on the TV and there's always reruns going, and every rerun, no matter how much you see it, makes you laugh.
It holds up.
Yeah. So that's Mike and Molly.
Yeah. It holds up.
And Good Girls definitely has its comedy aspects.
Yeah, which is hard, right? Because because this is very serious situations that they're in. Without being fake, right? Where you actually still believe the comedy, but you believe the kind of dramatic situations that they're in. And
it's not obnoxious. It's actually goes with it, and it works. It works somehow.
That's the writing and these great actors that they have. You know, Christina, May, Lillard, you know, Manny, everything. You know, the kids. We have the best young actors on TV right now with Isaiah, and you know what I mean, and Danny Boy Jr. and Lydia. I mean, these are like stars. Every one of those kids are straight stars. So yeah, I'm lucky.
Listen, the cast is a talented one. It's like every one of you are scene stealers.
Yeah.
Like you can't take your eyes away.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Just pass the ball. Somebody's like, I got it. Pass the ball. They're like, I got it.
Well, my last question for you is another little fun one. If you could cross over with any other show on TV right now, which would you pick that you're a fan of?
That I'm a fan of. Ooh, probably This Is Us.
Oh my gosh, that would be a good one.
I love that show. I love that show. That's another. Sterling is one of those guys, though. Sterling can give Retta a battle for her money with them tears.
Yeah.
Them tears. Sterling got one tear to be like. But I love that show, the writing, and you know what, the cast. They're just really cool people from the times that I've met them, and I think it would be, and they're funny as well. So that would be a nice crossover, I think.
Well, you got to be our voice and pitch that. So whoever's in charge.
Listen, I think they just announced their last season, so we better get on it.
I know listen, or even you just walk across, you know, wherever you gotta go and go in the background.
The lot. Just pop into a scene.
Just a little guest star role.
That's it, yeah. You know, we're in Michigan. You guys are in Philadelphia or whatever the hell you are. Yeah.
There you go. Road trip. There you go. Oh my God.
Thank you for having me. It's so great. Congratulations. I can't wait to see what else you do.
Well, I hope to speak with you again soon for some of your future projects. And you'll
definitely have
my support. Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, thank you. Can't wait to see the new episodes. And
thank you for your support. You too.
Of course. Stay safe. Thank you so much. And thank you for
making
the time. All right.
You got it. Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.